Right, let's see what's going on here. Got a little bit of turmeric. Um, Most people we call this curry powder, but the fancy name for it when you go to the naturalist store is turmeric. Um, this is my second go around at trying this stuff here. The first time I did it, I was able to use it. The only issue I had was it was very messy. So I'm using about 2 or 3 ounces. I mean, you can see the amount here of turmeric, aka curry powder, a couple drops of peppermint oil. Just, I'll just put it in there. And if you guys wondering what I'm making turmeric toothpaste. Mainly because I want to try out something different as far as when it comes on to, excuse me. Yes, I'm back. So I'm just adding the peppermint, and the peppermint is supposed to give your teeth that minty flavor. And then I'm adding coconut oil. Extra virgin coconut oil is even better, but this one here is I feel as though it's sufficient. So yeah, you put it in, mix it till it becomes a paste. And the main reason why I didn't try to do it before, because for one, I wanted to see if it would work. You know, the whole thing. I wanted to run my course first, but as you can see, it's really messy, and you want to have it in a container that you can seal. At first, I had mixed it up, everything in this bag, and poke a hole right here, and try to squeeze it out like toothpaste. The problem is when you try to store it, it leaks all over the place. So I'm gonna mix this up. I'm gonna have this to the side. Um, and I'm gonna use it. If you guys want to know how it came out, how it works, if it actually works, they say it's really good for your gums. It's really good for your gums. Because there's a lot of antibacterial stuff in the turmeric itself. So you you definitely want to give it a try. I mean, what does it hurt to try it? But you can also look up what turmeric toothpaste is. But yeah, you just mix it up into a paste. I'm probably add some more coconut oil to it till it becomes like a toothpaste kind of paste. And make sure you put it in somewhere where it can be stored properly. Cause like I said, this thing here, it can create a mess real quick. But hey, let's get to the business at hand. Alright, so as you can see here, if you can't tell, getting ready to cut my hair. I got my razor, which I'll use after I come out the shower, my scissors, my combs, my clippers. I got the real fine edge clipper here. Hope you guys can see it. Yeah, so yeah, real fine edge, that's for lining up things. And this here is the one that I'll be putting these gauges on. I'm not usually this organized, but because I'm doing the video, I had to organize things. So I'm missing a couple of them, couple of gauges. So right now I have 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My alcohol, and of course my music, because 88.9, but I put on some reggae music to make me feel good while I'm doing my haircut. I also have my little kit with my oils. These are from my old clippers. This one here, this I use to shape up my underarm and my little nether regions. So yeah, and if you're wondering, this is how I'm assuming the turmeric is supposed to look. It has that pasty kind of look to it. So yeah, I'll be if you guys want to know how it works, just leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I'll let you know how things work out. It's really good for sensitive teeth because it's not abrasive, and I know that for a fact, and it doesn't leave your teeth real sensitive to the air when you get done. Alright, y'all. First thing you want to do is get your hair combed. Uh, um, you want to comb it with the biggest comb first. For me, because I have a lot of hair, I'm using the pick, and I want to work my hair down to be able to comb it to at least this. But so I'll comb it with this. come up with this, and then I'll work my way down to this just to get it nice and level. I'll comb my beard too because I'm going to be doing all this. I don't know if I'll be doing this. I might be, depending on if I have enough memory left to record or not. A quick tip with the turmeric toothpaste: when you're brushing your teeth with it, when you brush it on there, let it sit for about 3 minutes before you rinse it off to let it kind of get down deep into it and get working and all that. But I'll comb my hair out, then I'll come right back. Alright, y'all. So I've combed it out as much as possible. I don't know if you can see my grays. I earned these. I never actually started growing my hair out until I started getting gray. Um, for me, gray is a sign of wisdom. So I had to earn these. Believe me, I earned these the hard way. So yeah. Um, Starting out, you want to start with the biggest gauge possible. Mine's is a 8. And you want to put the clipper, you can put it on the low cut, high cut. So I'm going to start at as high as possible. So I'll push this all the way back and I'll put the clippers on. And this, what it is going to initially do is serve as a comb also. Because I know even though I ran the comb through it, there's still going to be a little hiccups here and there. So just gradually start out. I'm not trying to go taking a big chunk. You got to start off with the biggest gauge first and see how much it takes off and work your way down. You can always go back and fix it if you don't take off enough. But if you take off too much, you got to keep going lower and lower. So I start off from the biggest gauge, and what I do is I always overlap. So see, I cut here, I don't jump all the way over and cut here. I kind of like cut and then work my way halfway over from what I cut, and so it always overlaps. So that way you don't miss any spot. Um, yeah. So like for instance, if I was cutting up this way and I started here, when I move over, I would just move over a half a clipper and cut a half and cut. I don't move the whole way over and cut, so it's always overlapping, so you don't leave any little extra areas that you didn't cut. It's always overlapping. It's a slow pace when you're cutting your hair. You want to take your time. It might take you an hour and a half, but hey, you're saving money. You know if the clippers are clean, and please don't wind up like me with the whole back of my head back here almost fell off because I was 17, 18. I ain't know nothing about cutting hair. I'm just coming from Jamaica. The barber is telling me, oh, it's just ingrowing hair. It'll go away. All the time he using dirty clippers to cut my hair. So now, since I've been cutting my own hair, I don't have to worry about it. My hair is 95% good. I mean, it's still a little patch, but that's from trying all the products I was trying before. It was very abrasive, and it kind of messed up my hair growth back there. But I mean, it's all good. You live and you learn. That's why I'm trying to make these videos so a lot of people don't have to go through the same thing I went through. But I'm gonna be gradually working this through and see if it cuts anything. If it doesn't, then the next step I'll do is I'll push this down and I'll go back through, and if that doesn't take anything else, then I'll go from the number 8 to the number 7, and I'll work my way down, and I'll jump in and show you guys the progress as I'm going, because I don't have a lot of memory on there, so I don't want to use up a lot of time when I could just skip to certain sections. So y'all bear with me. Alright, y'all, so I went from a 8 to a 7. I'm all the way down to a 6 before I finally started taking a little something off my hair. So I'll go over it with the number 6 to show you all how it is. Rule up that one there. Boy, that one ya big Papa Wabi. That one ya big. What I say? When I'm not talking Papa Wabi, just run through Papa Wabi. And the man son I say, run through Papa Wabi. Run through. Hey, I attack from me heart from the start. Me say me not quit. Hey, what me say? I as you can see, I'm not taking like an excessive amount. And when you cut your own hair, you want to take off a small amount as possible because you're not like a professional as yet to fix up when you mess up. You just pretty much, if you keep messing up, you're gonna wind up being bald like right here. Um, yeah, so you just slowly go over it, and I mean, like I said, I'm not taking off large amounts at a time, just small amounts, and just keep going and work my way down to the 6 and to the 5. And when I put the 5, I'll bring the bring this back, put the 5 on, go over it. And another thing is you have to figure out which way you comb your hair. So when you're cutting it the same pattern that you comb your hair, because you don't want to comb up here forward and comb back here that way. And when you're getting to the finishing up part, you're doing it the wrong way. The biggest mistake a lot of people have is the middle of their hair right here. So you have to figure out what direction to cut in. So with the middle of my hair, sometimes I'll go like around the little patch right here, and when I get to the little circle right here, I lightly put the clippers on it, and I work my way over it because that's the pressure is very important when you're cutting your hair. Depending on how much pressure can really make a difference. So you want to start off with as little pressure as possible, and if you need to cut more, you push down a little bit more. So you start off with a little pressure as possible. If you need, you cut the push down a little bit more, push down a little bit more, but soft, nice, and gentle. It requires a little bit of finesse cutting here and cutting it properly. So I'm gonna come back when I feel like it's important for me to do so. Alright, this is what I use to cut the back of my hair. So I look, and it's going to be confusing to figure out when you're going right or when you're going left. But it takes a little practice, time, and patience. And try to start cutting your hair in the winter time. So if you mess it up, you can wear a hat. Yeah, practice becomes better. I don't know about perfect, but it becomes better. So yeah, Saints that grew up to be a good boy, but them get bigger and pull trigger. Every question gunshot is the answer. When go figure, them the ones to dig deep in the heart, searching for the goodness like an rigger. You're grip digger. When this message from Don Garden and the one bouncing up, Almighty Father is telling you, there's music in your soul, mirrors in your style, children full of beauty. Me, I like a little style, so I'll be doing the size and all that. I don't want to just be plain or none of that stuff. Under here, it's gonna be gone. All this, I'm gonna look completely different. I'm gonna look like somebody's child again. I mean, yeah, getting guns too. Ooh.
On public radio, 88.9 FM, WEAA, the voice of the community. A moment when our nation is at war, our economy is in turmoil, and the American promise has been threatened once more. Living in the ghetto, it's like an easy road to try. Fatherland soldiers are posted up on each avenue.
So it's pretty warm outside, so I'll be cutting my hair down a little bit more. Can't find my damn brush. Oh, here we go. There you go. So always remember to keep brushing off the old hair that you cut, so you can see you don't confuse the old hair for actual hair. So you always try to brush off, and as you can see, it's going down lower. And when I get it to the point that I want, you gotta decide how low you want your hair cut. So when I get it to where I feel I'm comfortable, then I can fine tune it, and then I'll come back when I get